morning, everybody. The holidays are here, and it's time to prepare our feast for the holidays. This is the meal that I like to prepare most often with my family. It's a ham that we can carve around the table with a wonderful white sauce. And the presentation is beautiful. The flavors are absolutely stunning. It's a beautiful white creamy sauce to go on this. And we'll have a side dish of carrots that are actually with a little bit of brown sugar, but pretty much naturally are they sweetened because they are slowly cooked on top of the stove on the fire with butter. So let's get started. I have the ham right over here. It's this beautiful ham. It's a bone-in ham, and it'll cook for about 3 hours on a 325-degree oven. So what I'll do is I'll put it in this beautiful terracotta cookery crock pot thing here, and we're going to add about 1 tablespoon of water so that it doesn't dry out. Now the next thing that we're going to do is cover it up with a little bit of aluminum foil because you don't want it to dry out or burn. So we'll just cover that up and we'll put it right in the oven, like I said, for about 3 hours. And meanwhile, we have a few other things that we could do. We have a few hours to kill. I'm going to be chopping up a couple of mushrooms for the sauce, preparing part of the sauce, but the sauce doesn't actually have to be fixed until the last half hour because it really doesn't take that long. So this is a very simple dish. So all right, let's get cooking. So the side dish for the ham is going to be carottes glacées. This is a very old French dish, very simple once again, and elegant and incredibly tasty. We have these baby carrots that I shaped a little bit, and I bought them in a bunch so that I could keep the little stem on. Now what I did in this pan over here is I took half a cup of butter, which is about a stick, and I melted it, and I also put in some brown sugar, which is 2 tablespoons, and about 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. Look at that chunk. I cut that up in Vermont. That lasts me about a year, actually. Only a year because I do so much cooking. I love my maple syrup. So what I'm going to do is increase the heat over here to about a medium, and I'm going to put the carrots in here, and we're going to leave them uncovered. Oh, by the way, there's enough water in here, I measured out, for it to cover the carrots very nicely. You just want to put in there with tongs at first so that they don't go splashing when you put the rest in. Once again, let's let that uncovered 20 to 30 minutes and in about a medium heat. Okay, it's time to work on our sauce for Jambon À La Crème. And we'll start off by putting in this pan over here 1 cup of dry white wine. I use French vermouth. I love the intensity of the flavor of that. It's different than other dry white wines, which are lacking dimension, and it really helps out in the flavor in this sauce. And I have 1 cup of chicken stock. So we'll put that on the fire over here on a medium heat and let it reduce a little bit. Meanwhile, in another little pot over here, a little saucier pot, what I'd like to do is take my crème fraîche that I've had out for 24 hours on the counter, by the way, developing a nice tart flavor. I'm going to put a cup of this, and I'll put that on the back burner, and I'm going to let that heat up until it just starts to come to a boil, and then I'm going to add my mushrooms to that. Okay, let us continue working on the sauces. My crème fraîche is just about ready. It's at a low boil over here, so I'm going to add some of these mushrooms. Now also, I have 1 large shallot, which I'm chopping up to a medium to fine chop, and that I'm going to put in the other part of the sauce, which has the vermouth as well as the chicken stock. Okay, let's put that in. That's coming to a nice rolling boil, so let's throw that in there. This is a big shallot, by the way. I have a local purveyor that has some wonderful large but very mild shallots, and it gives a great flavor. Okay, so let's take out the ham. It's done, and we're going to put that right over here. Beautiful. And the reason I'm taking it out now is because I need some of the ham juices at the bottom to incorporate into my stock over here. I'm going to put a little bit into the clear stock, which was again the vermouth and the chicken stock, and I'm going to put the equivalent of about 4 tablespoons of that, and that'll blend in the flavors wonderfully. Okay, so let's let that reduce a little. Oh, this smells so good, this ham. Anyway, let's let that reduce a little bit more. Let's let the mushrooms incorporate into the crème fraîche for about, this has to go on for about another 15 minutes. By the way, I do want to thank my brother Andre for the wireless mic that he so graciously purchased for me so I could make a higher quality video for you folks. You can hear me a little bit better. There's not such an echo in the room, and it seems to work really nice. Let me know what you think, folks, but so far it's been some positive feedback and I like it as well. So Andre, thank you so much. That was very generous. Let's work on the sauce. So we want to take 2 eggs and put it in a fairly large bowl over here so you can whisk it easily. And once you do that, whisk it in very nicely. Now we're going to incorporate some of the hot liquid in here. Just 1 tablespoon first. This is the vermouth stock as well as the shallots and the chicken bouillon. Let's whisk that in. It's going to cook the eggs just a little bit. All right, now we're going to put in a little bit more, about half of this mixture actually, as I whisk constantly. This will cook the eggs a little bit more. Whisk it really thoroughly before you put it back into the bowl. It's going to make a wonderful flavor and a nice consistency for this sauce. Okay, let's put this back in. It's nice and frothy, it looks beautiful. And it's time to add the crème fraîche and mushrooms to this. Oh my goodness. You should smell this. You should see this. This looks beautiful. Okay, we're going to keep this on a medium heat and we're going to let it thicken a little bit and develop a little bit more in flavors. Now, what I want to do before I actually finish up on the sauce is add, let's put this over here, add the juice of 1 lemon. So, but then just do it through your fingers, that way the seeds don't go through. That's 1/2, and then another half, and then what I want to do is add a little bit of lime to that as well, because the flavor of the lime is quite wonderful. Adds a little dimension to it that just is layering upon layering of all these different flavors. Okay, let's let that thicken up for about another 10 minutes, and then we'll check on it to see how it's doing. Jambon à la crème avec des carottes glacées. What a wonderful holiday meal. These sweet tender carrots with this wonderful ham that's smoked, and it has this cream sauce with the mushrooms that is just irresistible. And I like to have a red wine with this. Tonight I have a Chateau Latour Canet, which goes wonderful with it. But I do hope you can enjoy this recipe, which is quite elegant and fairly easy, with your family and your friends in the kitchen. I do hope you enjoy the holidays and have everybody in the kitchen enjoying each other's company and perhaps cooking with you. It is memories that will last a lifetime. Take care, happy holidays, enjoy.